What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers season is officially come to an end, and we got a game on Tuesday against the New Orleans Pelicans on the road once again that we absolutely have to win. You win this, you're the 7th seed, you're done, get a little bit of a break, tiny break, before you got to go jump into the Denver Nuggets, which I've talked about. Bring me the smoke. I want the smoke. You got to play them eventually. Let's get them. But one of the big questions is Jarred Vanderbilt. What's going on with Vando? We could really use Vando, especially in that Denver matchup, right? Have somebody to throw on Jamal Murray. Well, it doesn't necessarily look like he's going to be back relatively soon. Now, he still could very well be back once we get into the playoffs, right? So, hopefully by like game 2 or 3, somewhere in that ballpark, because we still would have a little bit of time before we actually move into the Denver series. However, we did get a report and an update that he is basically ramping up, and he's started the process of like light scrimmaging as well as, jogging. And because before it was like, he's not doing any running drills. He's not really like moving heavy actively, just kind of doing resistant bands and weight training and just kind of keeping himself right. To now he is slowly starting to ramp up into actual running and pace. Not like full sprints, not like full 5-on-5, nothing in that regard. So he still hasn't even gotten to like full contact drills and all that stuff. So he's still probably a week or two away. The good thing about the first round, though, is it's kind of stretched out, right? Because you have so many games in the playoffs in the first round. So the Lakers play kind of like every 2 to 3 days. So what that does is that gives the Lakers extra time to kind of wheel Vanderbilt back into actual on-court action. You also don't want to rush him back to the point where, he hurts the team or he hurts himself and he ends up missing, say, the entirety of next season or most of next season, right? It sucks that he basically didn't play this year. He played a couple handful of games, but you don't want him long-term to end up missing and, he tears something or something bad happens and now you're like, oh, well, great. Now we lost Vando for half of next year, right? You want him to come back, and you also want him, when he does come back, actually be in a position to make an impact, because we know what he is capable of doing on the defensive side of the ball. We know the type of impact in which he could have, and to just have that able body to throw at Jamal Murray. Now, I know when it comes to Jarred Vanderbilt, a lot of people are concerned, like, okay, well, how does he not get played off the court against Denver? Well, couple things. One, the Lakers, with their 5-out offense and the way that they operated, they were doing an excellent job of getting him to be a valuable offensive threat. Right? He's still not a great shooter. He's still not a guy that, you want just kind of standing in the corner taking 10 threes a game or anything like that. But with all the action and all the ball movement and allowing him and having him be set as the screener, right, to get him involved in some actions, and use his athleticism, his ability, his foot speed to get to the basket, all stuff. You saw him go on this stretch before he got injured where he was averaging double digits. And to me, that's what you need. Not just that, you have now something you didn't have last year, which is you have the luxury of a Spencer Dinwiddie and a Gabe Vincent, right? You had Dennis Schroeder last year, but now you got 2 guys that both you can throw at, a KCP. You could throw at a Braun. You could throw at obviously Jamal Murray, right? Where you didn't really have that last year. So to me, Jarred Vanderbilt returning would give the Lakers another person to help wear Jamal down over the course of a series, right? It's kind of like what the Lakers did back in 2020 with Jokic, right? Which is you threw Anthony Davis, you threw JaVale McGee, you threw Dwight Howard, and he's only one guy. So he's having to battle somebody fresh constantly, game in and game out, 3 cycles essentially, and he's just one guy. Right? Now, obviously, Jokic is different and, he's a different player now and stuff, but it's the same similar idea over the course of a 7-game series, right? And so the Lakers getting a Jarred Vanderbilt, right? Jamal Murray, you have a Gabe Vincent, you have a Spencer Dinwiddie, you have a D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. Obviously, they're not going to be able to hold their own the way like a Jarred Vanderbilt but it's about bodies, just making him work. Can you put pressure on him enough to where he has to work a little harder than otherwise, right? Like, can you make him have to run around and beat you off dribble and do all those things? And then you add in a LeBron can defend him down the stretch and a Jarred Vanderbilt coming in and doing the same thing, a Taurean Prince. Now you have all these bodies. You got 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies, Cam Reddish even in small doses and spots, right? To where you're constantly keeping fresh legs on a Jamal Murray to where, yes, you might not see the effect game 1 or game 2, but by game 3, game 4, game 5, as you draw out that series, it starts to just slowly wear him down. Now, again, you're never going to stop Jamal Murray, but can you change him enough to where it can make the impact? And the way that these games have gone between the Lakers and the Nuggets is very marginal, right? So let's say Jamal Murray gives you 25 on 50% shooting, right? Well, if you can take him from 25 on 50% shooting to 25 on 45% shooting, that could be the difference between you winning and losing a game, right? Because these games are so tight. Or, instead of him putting up, 25 a game or 30 a game, call it 30. Instead of him going off for 30 a game, if you can get him to 27 a game, that could be the difference between, again, you winning or losing. Because these games are so tight. So now, instead of them winning by 2, you won by 1. Right, so it's those type of things as the series progresses, and then even once you get in the later rounds, right? So let's say second round, Lakers would end up having to play the 3 through 6 matchup. Let's say they play Minnesota, right? So you have Anthony Edwards. It's the same thing, right? Having bodies, you throw 3, 4, 5 guys on that guy. Now you can wear him down over the course of a season. You go and you play the Thunder in the conference finals, right? You're going to have SGA. Again, same process. Get into the NBA finals. Let's say you play, Boston, right? Okay, well, Jason Tatum, right? Same thing. You could throw all these guys at Jason Tatum. And it's about just making them work against freshness, game in and game out, through these various shifts, and then you can wear them down. Jarred Vanderbilt is that guy. I don't expect Jarred Vanderbilt to come back and play 35 minutes a game. We don't necessarily need him to be that. We just need him, hey, we're going to give you 10 minutes a game. And in those 10 minutes, we need you to just be a madman on the defensive side of things, right? We have the offense covered. You mask him with our best offensive players, and you just have him just exert all of his energy and just keep throwing those haymakers at Jamal Murray game in and game out for these little 10-minute doses. And then you go to the next round and you do that to, again, say an Anthony Edwards. And then you go to the next round, you do that to, say, an SGA. And you just keep using him as kind of like that, that tack-in, right? You just keep another piece. You got that Swiss Army knife with all the tools, right? He's just another link in that you can pull out and go, okay, well, now we need this, right? Let's use this, and boom, right? That's what Jarred Vanderbilt and the impact that he could provide for the Lakers. Just a guy that can exert everything on the defensive side. We don't necessarily need him to go and give us, 20 points a game. Right? Under the assumption that D'Lo and Reeves and Rui and Spence and all these other guys, they hold up their end of the deal on the offensive side. Jarred Vanderbilt, whatever he gives you offensively is just an added bonus. Right? You're not looking for him to come in and play this huge, massive role to where you need him to go and drop 15 and lock down the best player and shoot 45% from 3 and all that. No, you just need him to come in, be serviceable, hone all of his effort and energy in those pockets, and you're good. All right, so hopefully we start continuing to hear this progress. It's kind of just strange to me that we haven't really gotten a significant update, right? Because that wasn't even from a team report. That was just an insider that was hey, this is what's going on with, so that could have been anybody. That could have been, the janitor cleaning up the floors. Hey, I saw Jarred Vanderbilt doing some jogs. It's just one of those things. Where does that come from? But hopefully he's back because we could use him. All right, we could. One, it's just another body that you have to throw out there on the court, right, to go up against people. But we'll see. See how it goes. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts on Jarred Vanderbilt? Are you hoping that he returns for the playoffs? Again, he's probably not coming back for the play-in. I wouldn't even expect him back game 1 or 2 for the playoffs. Probably look closer to like 3, 4, 5, maybe even beyond. He might not even play the first round. We might not see him till the second or third round. But, again, we could use him. The sooner he can come back, the better. Obviously, you want him to come back and be good, right? Again, as I mentioned earlier, you want him to come in and actually have or be able to have an impact. You don't want him coming in and he's like sluggish or he doesn't have a step, right? Because he's still kind of banged up. You want him coming in fresh legs. Hey, dude, let's go. Like, hey, it doesn't matter that you were limited in the regular season. We're in the playoffs now. Regular season's over. Right? I don't care less about what you did and how you did it in the regular season. I care about what you do right now. So hopefully that's the case. But anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.